Okay, Mahmoudlu. So again, part one question answer we have discussed, and let's discuss this is the part two for the AG exam questions with answer. Also, it will help you in the interview to clear for the Azure cloud. So the this is the interactive session. So probably we will see what would be the answer, and accordingly we can you know.
Yes.
So that's the around 20 to 25 answer questions. Let's see. So this questions query that you evaluate the underlying text to determine if it is correct. One of the benefits of Azure SQL data warehouse is that high availability is built into the platform. So look at the Azure SQL data warehouse is that high availability is built into the platform.
Okay.
Okay, so generally Azure question will be long. You can see the unnecessary jargon stuff they use sentence, but you need to figure it out quickly. What is the questions, main questions, and then instruction. Review the underlined text. If it is make the statement correct, select no changes is needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that make the statement correct. What is means? Azure SQL data warehouse is that high availability is built into the platform. Okay. So what is the meaning? What is the meaning? It's built into the platform. That's okay, fine. What's the problem? Right. So what would be the answer? No changes is required here, right?
Needed.
Yeah, generally if you look at it, no changes is required, correct? No changes is required. So I would say A. I can say A. Hold on. So no changes is required. Why I am not able to type? What happened? Just a second, hold on. All right. So this question, if you look at that would be the no changes is required, as I understand, right? Because it's built in. So it's asking for the statement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the another. Which two types of customers are eligible to use Azure government to develop a cloud solution? See, we have discussed about that. Azure government, each correct section is worth 1 point. Okay, so what are the we have discussed? Generally, United States government, right?
Yes.
Remember? So
yes.
C and another
United States government contractor.
Absolutely. See, looks like two big question, but it's very easy. We have discussed during the session. Okay, so answer is CD. Very good. You have a virtual machine named VM1 that run Windows Server 2016. VM1 is in the East US. As you see, this is East US Azure region, which Azure
service. That mean is the availability zone, right?
Right. So yeah. So which Azure service should you use from the Azure portal to view the service failure? Which Azure service? Look at to that. Which Azure service? Which Azure service will you build? Azure Monitor, right?
Yes.
Azure Monitor. B. Azure Monitor. So I will put it on onto the A B, right? It's clear, correct?
Yeah.
B. Let's see the fourth one. You need to recommend a new support plan for the company. The solution must minimize cost. Which support plan would you recommend? You need to recommend a new support plan for the company. See, what would be that? That's there is a different types of plan. The basic, standard, professional, developer, premier, right? Yes. So initial level, generally we will go to the first, premium. Primary, right? Primary. Okay. Now let's see whether this you are able to. This question requires that you enable the underlined text to determine if it is correct. The Azure standard support plan is lowest cost options in the receive 24/7 access to support engineering by phone. Okay, 24/7. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is the low? See here, the Azure standard support plan is the lowest cost option to receive 24/7 access to support engineers by phone. What would be the
Oh,
answer? See here,
the instruction.
number 5. I think should be the basic plan, right? As per my understanding, should be basic. If you take the basic plan also, you can have a support.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see the 6th. Let me make a little bigger. So maybe now it's okay, right?
Yes.
Okay. The questions require that you enable the underlying text again. You deploy Azure resource, the resource become unavailable for extended period due to the serious outage. You see here. You
Yeah.
deploy it,
Service outrage. Yes.
yeah. Microsoft will automatically refund your bank account. What would be the correct statement? So, what would be the correct statement for question number 6?
That would be B, right?
Yeah, that should be the B. Automatically B.
Migrate to resource to another subscription, right?
Yeah, automatically migrate to resource to another subscription. You're right, correct, clear. So in the during the interview also some of the questions they will ask you. See, you deploy Azure resource, the resource become unavailable. It's a real practical questions. Okay, period due to survey
Oh,
of
yeah.
what would be your uh, automatically? Okay, let's talk about 7.
About 1,000 virtual machine.
I think see here if you look at underlying statement, no changes is required. Extended period due to service work, so will automatically refund your bank. Instruction review the underlying text, make the statement correct. No change is needed. Okay, so that automatically migrate to resource to another subscription, that is also, but it will automatically
Oh,
refund your
okay.
bank.
Refund your bank
I
account. So
think
that means it's probably automatic credit to your account. So that's C then,
see that then that
because
should be C.
they credited to your account.
Right, see.
Because if they subscribe another one, that would mean that you're gonna get charged for that. Therefore the refund you would not get refunded.
Right. Okay. Let's see in 7. What is that? You have a 1000 virtual machine hosted on the Hyper-V host in data center. You plan to migrate all the virtual machine to an Azure pay-as-you-go subscription. See, pay-as-you-go subscription. You need to identify which expenditure model to use for the plan Azure solution. Which expenditure model should you identify?
I would say D, right?
Scalable. So you hosted in Hyper-V data center. You plan to migrate all the on-prem to Azure. Okay. So then generally should be the scalable. That is the features, but
Okay,
you're going to
operational.
do the operational, right?
Yes.
Should be the A operational. Let's see 8. This question requires that evaluate online text if it is correct. Resource group. See, if a resource group name RG1 has a delete lock, definitely you can lock the resource. Okay, only member of global administration group can delete RG1. Okay, so it is only who can do that, who can unlock it. The delete lock must be removed before an administrator, right? If there is a lock, then
Okay.
definitely there should be the unlock, right? Delete lock must be removed before an administrator. As per, if there is a lock, then only an administrator can unlock it.
Okay.
9. What are the two characteristics of the public cloud? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Each correct section is worth 1 point. Okay. Which two characteristics of the public cloud? You can tell me that you know already, right?
Okay, issue connection.
Meter pricing, I can say D1, right? Self-service management, can we see?
Okay.
Best in selection, right?
Yes, D and E.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and tell me that. What would be the answer? Which Azure service should you use to store certificates?
It will be Azure or Key Vault.
Yeah, Azure Key Vault. You can store all the certificate, and you have a password. Key Vault generally we use the keep all the credential in the
Okay.
safety in the Azure cloud. 11. Your company has 10 department. The company plan to implement an Azure environment. You need to ensure that each department can use a different payment option for the Azure service it consumes. What should you create for each department? Okay. So what you would create each department?
C.
A resource group, it would be created automatically. I think a subscription you need to create hierarchy if you look at, right? Generally should be the subscription, right? You have to create the separate subscription for that.
Subscription for each. You mean for each different department?
Right.
So the answer is B.
Yeah. Okay, let's see the 12. In which Azure support plan can you open a new support request? I think you should be able to open all, right? Premier, professional, director, standard, and developer only, right? Except basic, everything you should be able to do, correct?
Okay.
Support ticket you can request open this all the plan. So these are the plans are there. You can open except basic. Your company has 10 offices. You plan to generate several billings reports from the Azure portal. Each report will contain the Azure resource utilization of each office, which Azure Resource Manager feature should you use before you generate the reports.
For policy.
No, generally every department what you do generally in this there is one called tags. If you do the tagging,
Okay.
it is very easy to do the billings and identify the groups. So I would say
Okay.
it will be the A. Tag is the option which will help you to do the identify the department and do the billing properly.
Okay.
14, I think you should be able to tell. We have already discussed. Your company plan to automate the deployment of the server to Azure. Your manager is concerned that you may expose the administrative credential during the deployment. See, during the
Yeah.
deployment, they want to keep the credential.
So that's security measure.
Yeah, security measure. So that's definitely the Azure Key Vault. Got it, right?
Yeah.
During the deployment, you need to recommend the Azure solution that encrypts the administrative credentials during the deployment. So Azure Key Vault, it will encrypt and keep the safely your password
Yeah.
credential. Correct, right? We have discussed. So that
Mm-hmm.
you should remember it in the Key Vault. 15. Your company plans to deploy several web servers and several database servers to Azure. You need to recommend an Azure solutions to limit the types of connection from the web servers to the database servers. What should you include in the recommendation? See, types of what is here? Azure solution limit the types of connection, as we have discussed. When we discuss types of connection, limit means you have to use the NSE. Using the NSE, you can control the limits. So NSE nothing but it's a groups. What you want to allow, what you want to prevent, okay, restrict. You can do that using the NSE, using the port number, using the protocol. You can block it or unlock it. Open or
Okay.
block. You can do it. 16. Which Azure service provide a set of version control tool to manage the code? To manage the code in that, this is called the Azure repos. Azure repos will manage the code. Just to remember. You have on-premises network that contains several servers. You plan to migrate all the servers to Azure, okay, from on-prem to Azure. Okay, you need to recommend a solution to ensure that some of the servers are available if a single Azure data center goes offline. See here, some of the servers should be available if single data center goes offline for the extended period. What should you include in the recommendation? What do you think about A? Fault tolerance, right?
Tolerance. Yeah.
Elasticity, scalability, these are already you want to make up, down, then it's there, right?
Yes.
But here should be fault tolerance. Okay, let's try in 18. Your company hosts an accounting name app one that is used by all the customer of the company. App one has low usage during the first 3 weeks of each month and a very high usage during the last week of each month. Okay, see here. There is a restriction. Some of the time is idle, some of the time is the end of the month is a very high peak. Which benefit of Azure Cloud Service support cost management for these types of use pattern? Okay. So that definitely you know that elasticity, right? Whenever you want, you can do it, you can bring it, you can up scale, you can down scale using the elasticity, correct?
Yes.
Using the elasticity, very important. 19. Your company plans to deploy several custom application to Azure. The application will provide invoicing services to the customers of the company. Each application will have a several prerequisite application and services installed. You need to recommend a cloud deployment solution for all the application. What should you recommend? Only three options you have. So you are going to deploy. I think it will be the
Yeah.
A. It
It's
should be the
bad. Yeah.
A. It should be the SaaS, software as a service, right? Everything has given you. Service installed. See, each application will
Oh,
have a
services installed. Yes.
you need to recommend a cloud deployment solution for all the application. Only software as a
Yeah.
service, right?
Yeah. Services. Yes.
Okay. You plan to deploy. You plan to deploy a website to Azure. A website will be accessed by user worldwide and will host large video files. See, will host large video file. You need to comment which Azure feature must be used to provide the best. If you want to store the large video file, then there is a service called the Content Delivery Network (CDN) in the Azure. That's called the Content Delivery Network. It will keep the your video in the nearest location. You have an on-premises application that sends email notification automatically based on a rule. You plan to migrate the application to Azure. You need to recommend a serverless computing solution for the applications. What should you include in the recommendation? I think it should be the Logic app, right? There's an application called the Logic app.
Okay.
22. This question is part of the series of the question that present the same scenario. Each question is the series contain the unique solution that might meet the started goals. Some questions might have the more than one correct solution, while other might not have a correct solution. After you answer the question in this, you will not be able to return as a result these questions. These are all answers. When you prepare this screen, you have Azure environment. You need to create a new Azure virtual machine from the Android laptop. See, you need to create new from the Azure Android laptops solution. You use what you do, you use the PowerShell, Azure Cloud Shell. Does this meet the goal? Yes. We have discussed about that. You can access in the different way, or you can use the Azure environment using the PowerShell or using the Azure Cloud Shell. So solution is meet the requirement. Okay. After you, this question requires that you will read the underlying text to determine if it is correct. After you create a virtual machine, you need to modify the energy, as you know, controlling the security energy to allow the connection port TCP port 880. Okay, 23. Yeah, definitely you need to allow it, right? If you want to create, you need to allow. So I think it's the criteria is met, right? No change is needed, I believe. Definitely you have to do it, correct? 23. 24. You attempt to create a several managed Microsoft SQL Server instance in an Azure environment and receive a message that you must increase your Azure subscription limits. What should you do to increase the limits? Create a new support request, right? If you want to create the limits, if you want to extend the limit and that you don't have a resource available, then you need to create a new support request, and Microsoft team will, Azure team will help you for increasing the resources. Last question. Your company plan to migrate all on-premises data to Azure. You need to identify whether Azure compile with the company regional requirement. What should you use? Migrate all on-premises data to Azure. The trust center, right? You need to identify whether Azure compile with the company regional requirements. See here, talk about the security concern. So definitely I think the trust center is the most appropriate into that. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the end of the 22 questions. Hold on, another set of questions I do have. Okay. So we'll stop